Son and of the Holy Spirit. Thank you. I'm glad to know. This is one of those things I probably would rather not have recorded. This is a sermon that I've struggled and struggled and struggled with to try to make some sense out of these readings. And today there's this big game this afternoon, right? Some people know about that. Super Bowl. Okay, so I have all of these thoughts going through my head and I'm trying to figure out what's going to go where. So bear with me and thank you. So Jeremiah comes out and Jeremiah is talking to the people in the land. And what happened is, think of, what's the country in Russia that's being surrounded? Thank you, Ukraine. I know it started with a vowel. Okay, so here's the Ukraine. And this is where Jeremiah is preaching kind of in Judea. He's telling the people, look, we're surrounded by all these mighty armies. And we're in trouble because we have not paid attention to God. We have not listened to the things that God is telling us to do. Did I just lose my voice? I had it on. Okay, so I'm going to keep talking and see what happens. Rick, am I being, okay, I'm on. Thank you, God. Okay. So the prophet Jeremiah is telling the people, look, you're in trouble because you're not paying attention to God. You're not paying attention to what's going on. And you're not taking care of one another. So therefore, there's going to be problems and there's going to be issues and you're going to be overrun. And this is kind of what I'm thinking about for that country in Eastern Europe, that they're going through some of that. That doesn't mean that they haven't done the right things, but it means that there's a stronger nation that's coming to overwhelm them. Jeremiah warns the people that God is up there and God is judging you and God is going to take vengeance on you by causing these armies to come. In my mind, that's a hard way to think about God because I think of God with us. So I'm having a little trouble with the God who is promoting war to teach the people a lesson. Somehow it doesn't jive with me. So let's go to the gospel. The gospel is much more fun. I can understand that a little bit better. Jesus is on the plain. I mean, you know, so we're on the plain again. We're in the valley. We're out here in the middle of everybody. And the vision that came to me was, what if this was the Super Bowl? Now let's kind of go through this a little bit because all those people in the stands, I'm picturing on the playing field. I'm picturing all those people up in the glass booths are on the playing field. I'm picturing all of the musicians and all of the news people and all of the team players on the playing field all at the same time. This is the image that I get of Jesus coming down from the mountain and talking to people from all over the world. And the first thing Jesus does, I'm going to picture him up here in the stands. Jesus comes down the stands. He sees all of the people. He knows who's there. He knows what they're thinking, and he knows that they're hurting. So Jesus goes and he touches people. He talks to people. He offers them healing. And then he goes into the woes and the blessings. But it's this image of so many people gathered together who are so discordant. And Jesus comes and heals them, touches them, says, I love you. I love you just because you're you. And I wonder if the people in the stands who came down in the middle of this playing field thought about what they were doing, thought about who they were touching and what was going on. So I also thought, what will the stands look like after the game? Well, there's going to be a lot of people there cleaning up a lot of garbage. So we don't know what's in other people's hearts. And that's kind of my point. I can't read other people's hearts, but I know Jesus reads my heart. And I'm sure that Jesus reads our hearts individually. But Jesus wants us to have so much mercy and so much love that we are willing to fill the world with that. to fill the world with Jesus' passion and compassion and healing touch. That's what we're called to do. Some of us are just trying to get through one more game, one more season, one more meal. And we anticipate the presence of Jesus with us. I know that we can feel and touch and look into and sense Jesus' presence in our lives, even at the Super Bowl, or Walmart, or in our living rooms. Sometimes that's hard. Many of us have felt we have a cross to bear because there are so many decisions that have gone awry, or there's been illness or loss or hunger or thirst, or even our favorite team loses. The Bills are not in the game. Yet we pick ourselves up and we meet one another on that plane. Jesus is there with the poor, the excluded, the neglected. Look for him in the middle of the crowd. That's where he is. But he may be in the clothing of the other team. So we want to hope. We want to hope that we are on the winning side of life, on the sunny side of the street, and we hope to be chosen to play on the team. We hope and pray and listen and learn, and we try and try and try again. We wait in hope for our hearts to hear a message, a word, a feeling of joy in the middle of all our struggles. We live in the hope that Jesus will hear, will answer our prayers. Jesus comes to us even when our hearts are broken, even when we can't do anything right, even when we have done everything wrong. I think of kindness in the sharing of stories. Jesus shared stories. Jesus listened to people's stories. And I love to listen to the stories that I hear about children and grandchildren and the kindness that they share. There's kindness in making something beautiful from unusual items and receiving an unexpected gift. There's kindness in sorting and folding clothes for the family members or for the rummage sale. I see glimpses of Jesus' presence in this huge playing field in smiles and tears and hugs and these gifts of kindness. I see the love of Jesus in sharing and praying together and in music and in gathering, even online. Hello, online people. Yeah, the day of judgment. The warning of Jeremiah is coming, and we're all in this together, whether on the plain or on the mountaintop or on the ball field. And yeah, Jesus lives in our hearts, even when we make some choices that might make Jesus cry. Our choices make the world go around, this world that is on the brink of war, as it was in Jeremiah's time, this world that is on the brink of global warming disaster, this world that turns and turns and turns regardless of our choices to hate, to love, to include, to heal, to walk away. Jesus is playing on the field with us, touching, healing, and loving. So let us embrace one another as if each one is on the winning team, because we are. We are. All of this planet is God's playing field. We come down from the stands. We share the touch and the mercy and the kindness of Jesus. And then we pass that ball of love from our hearts to others that we meet along the way. Oh, and just for the fun of it, give me a go, Jesus. One more time.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.